modern art is the handmaid of human good. And its origins come from an appreciation of what Lowell has always been, a place where there are great surgings of power, starting with the Merrimack River and the Concord River and their confluence, and all that is harnessed and guided, in this case by art, as it's called in the broadest sense. And so often that's the work of policing, is to guide and shepherd, hopefully, human good, sometimes in curtailing and eradicating the worst that we can bring forth from ourselves. As we begin to reflect on Superintendent Taylor's work here in the city, we ask for that goodness that we all have and share, to be guided by his tenure, and for God's blessings upon him and all of the department. From the book of Genesis. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, in our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, over the livestock, over all the earth, and over all the creatures that move along the ground." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him, male and female he created them. God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air and over every living creature that moves on the ground."
Walk and bike their streets, to play in our parks at every hour of the day and into the night, are instead frightened in their own homes and neighborhoods. And we will have, in fact, streets and parks and neighborhoods that are less safe to walk and live and play in. There's also much talk of adding more police officers to address this fear. In the near term, this will certainly help. But it's important to recognize that a larger police force is merely a means to an end.
On behalf of the Massachusetts State Senate, our congratulations, and also on behalf of the entire Lowell State House delegation, our congratulations and best wishes, Representatives Lowell and Mango. I would also like to take the opportunity to thank everyone, every man and woman in this room and beyond, in law enforcement, in public safety, what you do for our community day in and day out. The risk that you take going to work is unlike the risk that any other person outside of public safety has to endure. And the thanks goes to you and to your families for the sacrifices that you make for our city. In light of the recent tragic events that have plagued the Commonwealth, and Lowell has been no exception, the topic of public safety and value of our first responders are as relevant, as important as ever.
I've known soon-to-be Superintendent Taylor since the 1980s, when I was a young district attorney and he was a detective in the Special Investigations Unit. We've been at this a long time. We've met lots of wonderful people, worked with so many people in this room who have displayed that rare brand of courage and commitment that marks Lowell. This is a wonderful appointment. But it's also important to recognize that the landscape is always changing, and you need to be able to adapt to those changes and to have new ways of tackling old problems. Superintendent Taylor brings to this position not just that experience and judgment, the lessons of shoe-leather police work that only experience can bring, but also the open-mindedness and the creativity that will help him to fashion new answers to problems that the city faces. Superintendent Taylor is somebody who's been at the forefront of bringing the Lowell Police Department into the modern era.
It's a real honor to be here and to just talk for a minute about Billy and all of our experience over the years. But before I do that, I want to talk about something that Marion said about the changing environment. Policing has changed dramatically over the last several decades. And in the back of the room is Harold Waterhouse. Harold Waterhouse the most, probably the most senior member of the retired group of police officers. In the 1960s, when I was playing football along the lots on Lakeview Avenue in the middle of the night, Harold was the area cruiser, car 2. He worked car 2 on the early night shift. And I can remember the work that they did at Tony's and chasing the speeders on the VFW highway and all of the great work that was done in Centerville back then. And Harold can tell you that this business has changed over these years. He did an admirable job as the police officer in Centerville and then as an arson investigator, and worked on some of the biggest cases that we've got. But he's a living testament to what Marion said, that the environment is changing. And I stand here, and so does Bill, we stand here as a bridge between those days when policing was done in a very different way and today when it really is focused on the community and building bridges to our people, to the people.
I, William M. Taylor, do solemnly swear and affirm impartially discharge and perform all the duties incumbent on me as the Superintendent of the Lowell Police Department, according to the best of my ability and understanding, agreeably to the rules and regulations of the Constitution and laws of this Commonwealth and ordinances of the City of Lowell. So help me God.
Thank you, everyone. On so many fronts, I say thank you. This part of my speech is the part that was the most daunting because there are so many people to thank and bestow thanks on. I sincerely have been afraid of missing people, but I do say thank you to everyone. First, to Mayor Murphy and the members of the City Council, past and present. Thank you for supporting not just me, but my entire department, both in the years preceding and the years to come of my administration. I also would like to thank the representatives who have supported me from within our business community, as well as the institutions such as the Lowell School Department, the Lowell National Historical Park, the University of Massachusetts at Lowell, and Middlesex Community Law. I enjoyed a year career with the Lowell Police Department. I see friends like my predecessor, Ken LaValle, Bob DeMora, who have gone on to lead their own departments. And in the case of one of my professional mentors, my friend Ed Davis, who left our department to lead the Boston Police, and in April of this year, our entire nation, during a time of unimaginable crisis. Hard to believe that two teenage workers, as you already alluded to, hard to believe that two teenage workers from Bridge Street to Melissa's would end up where we are, but here we are today. It's amazing. Thank you to all my former colleagues that are here today. I greatly appreciate you coming. To my current colleagues from the Lowell Police Department, especially members of the command staff, some who vied for this position alongside me, it is an honor to work with you. I especially want to thank my two deputies, Arthur Ryan Jr. and Deborah Friedel, who served as the interim superintendent of our department. Our department certainly cannot succeed without the leadership and guidance you provide. I look forward to working together in the future, and I will count on your assistance. Thank you for me that I'd like to add today. To my friend, Postal Inspector Michael DeRoses. Mike is the reason I'm actually here today. We went to Lowell High School together, and we were best men at each other's weddings. But it was me at the time to take the civil service entrance exam to investigate a potential career in law enforcement. Mike, you were right. It has been a fabulous journey, and I owe you a serious debt of gratitude. Thank you. I am also a proponent of smart policing, which incorporates evidence-based analysis of crime data in our tactics. Under my administration, we will continue using technology, not already possible, doing so to join us on the Lowell Police Department Facebook, Twitter, or through our mobile app, MyPD, to stay more connected with us. Likewise, I hope to communicate better with the community through the local media outlets who provide an invaluable resource to let people know what we are doing. I'm a huge proponent of training and have been throughout my career. From my youth